So we're gonna do an '80s, our weekly '80s roundup, and this week, Justin, you chose this.
I did. I thought it was gonna suck.
This is Steven Seagal. This is actually Steven Seagal. Sorry, the movie is Steven Seagal Above the Law, 1989. I'm thinking 88. Of course, the guy that chose it just went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. This is Steven Seagal's first movie.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. So he was
What?
only
That late in the game?
88. Yeah.
Huh.
If you go to the IMDb page, it's number 1 on his IMDb page.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
His first 1, 2, 3, 4. His first like 5 movies were all 3 titles: Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, Out for Justice, On Deadly Ground. They're all 3-word titles.
Throughout the whole movie, all of the fights and the choreography were really good.
Because
Yeah.
actually they were his students.
Yes.
A lot of those.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys in
Yeah.
the movie that he was beating up were his students.
Yeah.
So it's just dress them up and put a knife in their hands, and it's the same thing we did yesterday in class.
Yeah, exactly. So then he goes into a bar and he's just like, "Hey, have you seen this girl?" And they're like, "Get out of here, pig!" Oh, man.
Do you know who the couple of the guys were?
No, tell me.
Do you know?
No.
One was Michael Roker,
Oh.
yeah. Okay.
and the other one was
Al Roker's son?
Yeah. Another one is John C. Reilly
No.
Really?
Wow.
In the bar?
in the bar. He's the thug in the bar.
That's-
It literally is.
That was his credit?
Yeah.
Thug in
Like,
bar. Thug in bar. Wow.
And
that is-
Michael Roker was man in bar number 4.
the lines and dialogue of, and this is just making me, this segment that we've been doing is just making me realize how either most of the 80s movies are ad-libbed, and B, or B, how little care was given to the writing of secondary characters in these movies, because it's literally just people just being like, "Hey, fuck you, buddy," in the background, and none of them are mic'd, and it's just like them talking smack constantly. And,
Yeah.
but in the bar scene, like, and we've watched a few like horrible action movies, and all of the moves and stuff, the camera work is terrible, but it's just Seagal breaking people's elbows and just headbutting
Oh
people.
man, some of those are brutal.
So-
He actually is
He got his
he's
nose
got
broken
his nose broken.
in the last fight.
Yeah, when the guy is like smacking him.
Yeah.
And he went to the hospital, and then he had to ice it all night so he wouldn't get black eyes for the next day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, the final fight scene, he got his nose broken, which,
That's why I was so mad. at the
well,
end.
that's probably why he was an asshole to every stuntman forever.
Yeah.
Because confirmed 100%, this is not alleged. Steven Seagal, horrible human being.
Really?
He would take stuntmen and, like, stunt people are different than martial artists and different than actors. They're a very niche,
Yeah.
specified group of people, very talented people who can do amazing looking things while avoiding bodily harm. They can do amazing things that, like martial artists can do, but do it so that it looks cool, and also not hurt other people. So when you have, a person who's being paid millions of dollars to be on the set a day, you have someone who's paid a lot less because obviously their name isn't as big, but stunt actors are there to make sure that when they go to punch the guy or, Brad Pitt, you don't break his face, because that's a $1 million
$1
face.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal just says screw that and just punches their face, and he does not hold back. And there are countless accounts of just Steven Seagal breaking stunt actors' ribs in a shoot, because he's just like, whatever, I'm Steven Seagal, I'm the coolest guy ever. And
wow.
is just a terrible trash human being. And that's just on the set. I'm not like, we can get into like his affiliations later. But Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So it might have all started on the set of this movie being like, this guy broke my nose.
Oh man.
I guess-
Now I'm gonna be above the law.
Yeah. Also, the premise. Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. We haven't even talked about the plot.
No. The plot.
Who cares?
So he's in Vietnam, like government agency guys. They've got a side hustle of like selling heroin or something with the Viet Cong,
Yeah.
and they are torturing a guy who is stealing their heroin. This part is not developed at all. It's just
I
showing.
wasn't expecting this movie to be at all developed.
Well, no.
I was just looking for action there.
So was I. Yeah.
I think that's what everybody was looking for.
The storyline did not make sense.
Yeah.
No.
It was weird at times.
But so he's just, it almost tried to humanize him and make you be like, oh, he's a good guy. And then he's a cop. Like, God knows how long time has passed.
Well, it's so weird because his friend is telling him to leave. This is the CIA. Where is he going to go?
Well, yeah.
He's an American citizen too.
Yeah.
So what telling him to leave is doing what? Like, I don't know. Like, oh, get out of here. I'll cool things down.
Yeah. I'll cool it down with all the guys who
Yeah.
are drawing guns on you
Yeah.
because you talk back to them and they're going to kill
Yeah.
you. But
Yeah.
then he just like, get out of here. Don't worry. And he's like, you guys stay there. And they're like, okay.
But even before that, he's a student in a Japanese dojo.
Sure.
Yeah.
He speaks Japanese, whatever. There, and then they go.
He speaks every language in this
Yeah,
movie.
he speaks Spanish apparently too.
He speaks Spanish. He speaks like Tagalog. He speaks Vietnamese.
Yeah.
He like every.
It's too bad he doesn't speak English.
But you see him just go and transport into Vietnam,
Yeah.
and then from Vietnam to Chicago.
Sure.
There's almost like a 20-year jump
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Like, did they even need to have that Vietnam
Well,
part in there?
that I think was like supposed. Or,
It's
that's
to set
like-
up him and his buddy, right? Fox.
yeah.
That was
It's
it,
to
I
set.
guess?
It's almost a flashback, but it doesn't come across as that because it literally that's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
You see him doing cool poses with a gun in the jungle, and
And
that
he's
is
still carrying a smoke bomb when he walks into the.
yeah. So they have that to show that he doesn't trust authority, I guess.
Right.
Which is kind of the whole but then you see him in Chicago and he's a cop, and then he gets a lien on this drug deal that's happening, and he tells his superiors, and then they find out that it's not drugs, it's C4
Right.
and it's explosives. So then his superior, his captain, is like, oh, because it's army supplies, CIS take care of it. And instead of going, oh yeah, that makes sense, he goes, whatever, man, I'll do it myself. I can't trust these upper echelon guys.
Well, they even tell them to stand down.
Yeah, they're
We're
just like,
dealing
hey,
with it.
this isn't. You're a beat cop. Go do traffic stops. And then he's like, no, I'm taking this down from the inside.
I love the city. Okay.
He has to be above the law. every time.
Yeah. Well, no. How many times do they say above the law in this movie?
I am above the law!
I counted at least 4.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At least 4 times
they wanted to hammer it in.
they really did.
He was above death too. How did he survive that when they brought the machine guns out and he's in the car?
Yeah.
Like that's a scene from The Godfather where the guy gets totally
Yeah.
Like how did he get out of that? And then he crawls over and he goes, "Stop!"
Everybody's gonna ditch their weapons, butt first. I don't think you can drop us off, badass.
You're right, but I'll get an A for effort.
Well, ran out of ammo.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
damn it. He's
Oh wait, he has a gun.
No.
You better stop.
Nobody told us he had guns too.
I don't know, man. This movie was a little too long too.
Oh, absolutely.
I was like, oh, when is this gonna end? Like,
it dragged on.
it was 2 hours, solid 2 hours.
It dragged on a lot.
Yeah.
You know, they did let him do some improv, which
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna shoot you in the butt or something like that. And then when he's like tells the guys to get in the ocean or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta jump in the ocean because you did me dirty, so I'm gonna do you dirty. What?
And if you don't, I'll
Go
shoot
get
you
some
in the butt.
exercise.
Yeah, you made me walk around, so I'm gonna make you jump in the water. I
Yeah.
found that really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe you just wanted to see another man get undressed. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, take your pants off, go
Yeah.
do some cardio. Also, speaking of cardio, we see the first implementation of the Steven Seagal run.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know.
There are so many
there?
compilations on the internet because he runs like
The weirdest way. Like
like
Barry Allen in
Well,
Flash.
I actually find he walks weird, too.
yeah, he
kinda
does
walks like that.
He, actually, you know what? The Barry Allen run, it's
Yeah.
actually yeah.
He gets that from Steven Seagal.
Yeah, it is so close. No, he one of his hands just does this.
So
So
it makes sense. I mean, Steven's a piece of garbage. Ezra's a piece of garbage,
Yeah.
right?
you know what? Actually, wait, are these movies in the same universe?
Speaking of crossover.
Speaking of crossovers,
Flash, I need you.
don't worry, I'm coming.
I'm above the speed.
I'm above the laws of physics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there is a scene I think you guys don't know, but there is a character. Do you remember the scene where he goes with that guy before he throws him into the water? They go to that holding area in the police department to get some stuff from behind the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know that guy? Who that is?
No.
So his name is Ralph Fudu. Ralph Fudu was in Home Alone. You filthy animals.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
But yeah, I was surprised that it wasn't as like horrible. Most of the action I was surprised by. It was because like especially after watching Cobra and like most like anything with Stallone in the 80s as far as
Whoa, easy there.
action movies
Let's take
where the fights
simmer
are
down
just
there,
like
simmer down.
he sneezes and a guy like turns into a nuclear bomb and
That's
goes
one
through
of
a
his
window.
strengths. God bless him.
Sure. Or Escape from New York, but it like
No, that's garbage.
that's they're all garbage. They're all garbage. This one too, but like
But the funny thing is, at the time, I can remember this actually being a really big movie because no one actually knew who Steven Seagal was.
sure.
He wasn't some big muscular guy like Van Damme or Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like under 200 pounds in this.
And actually, what he used to teach, Aikido, right?
Yeah.
It had a huge boom
Sure.
afterwards. His dojo in LA was like sold out classes. Everybody wanted to,
Jam packed, right?
yeah.
Honest to God, I was never a Seagal fan.
As you
I
shouldn't
knew
be.
who he is, of course, but I was never a fan of this guy.
No,
I just didn't care for this character. I had Arnold. I had Stallone.
absolutely. He
Right?
was just he was too soft spoken. Not even soft spoken, because like Van Damme and like Kurt Russell, like those are soft spoken tough guys or whatever.
I like Van Damme way more than Seagal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was just like he just doesn't know how to speak. And even when there's a million scenes where he's speaking a different language, and like any other action hero where they speak a different language, it's like, oh, cool, they're so cultured and well versed.
He just sounds really
He just
douchey.
mumbles. He's just like,
Yeah.
and you're like, is that Japanese? What?
Like
or is
he's
he
almost
just-
about to go like, yeah, afterwards, you know? Like,
yeah.
I was like, why is he so douchey when he talks to people?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his last movie that he did? He's got 2 upcoming.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Upcoming.
Yeah, upcoming 2.
Bitches still make a movie.
Above the Law 2.
What?
No way.
Yes.
We're seeing that in
It's in
theaters.
pre-production.
Oh yeah, and the previews for this were none of them could decide on the name of the movie. It was either named Nico or Nico Above the Law or just Above the Law.